I'd like to talk to you now about the rules of disclosure in criminal litigation. There are different disclosure obligations on the prosecution and the defence, and we will start this tutorial by looking at the rules in relation to the prosecution. We will look firstly at disclosure of prosecution evidence, sometimes also called used material. Initial details of the case. Criminal Procedure Rule 8.2 requires that the prosecution must, on request, supply the defence with initial details of the case, no later than the beginning of the day of the first hearing. Criminal Procedure Rule 8.3 differentiates between cases where the defendant appears on bail or in custody, and the material which the prosecution are obliged to disclose as initial details of the case. A case summary and the defendant's previous convictions are to be disclosed in all cases. Witness statements, exhibits, and record of interview should also be provided where a defendant appears on bail. The prosecution will generally have more time to prepare the initial details of the case when a defendant is on bail, and that is why more material is required of them. Where a not guilty plea is entered and the matter is listed for a summary trial, the court will set a timetable for service of any outstanding evidence and unused material, which we will look at in a moment. Cases which are sent to the Crown Court. The Crime and Disorder Act 1998, Service of Prosecution Evidence, Regulations 2005, Regulations 2 to 6, set out the procedure for service of prosecution evidence in the case of defendants who are sent for trial to the Crown Court.